Hi there, it's Michelle here. I hope you're doing really well today. And I wanted to hop on really quick. And I'm a little nervous about this one because I put a poll in the group this morning and it's just really interesting to see everyone's feedback. So I just finished this week of opening the doors to my program called Intuition Circle. And many women joined. And then this morning I put out a poll asking if you were on the fence to join, why didn't you? I really wanted to get some feedback on where people were. And the response has been so interesting. So I wanted to just get super clear on empaths and sensitives and kind of the spectrum that we're on, and then who I serve. And that might help you decide if this free group is for you or if one of my paid programs is for you. And I want to come across as clear and as transparent as possible. But I also want you to know that I'm really trying to be strong and hold the light and space for the women I'm meant to help. Does that make sense? Hi, Sarah. Sarah, send me some TLC, some of your super love mojo as I try to explain this. So I find empaths and sensitives are on this spectrum. And the spectrum, now my dog's gonna bark. And the spectrum is women who are just realizing that they're empaths and sensitives. They're just waking up to the fact, and they're going through a process of what that means for them. And then there's a lot of space in between, they're recognizing that they have intuitive abilities. They recognize those intuitive abilities as a gift and a curse. When you're more on the surviving end, you see your intuitive gifts as a curse. But I promise, as you begin to understand your gifts and the way you're wired, you'll start seeing yourself, the gift of you, the gift of the way you're naturally wired. So part of my mission or in my heart is to help women start to move from surviving and to start recognizing their gifts, their unique abilities, the way they're wired. There is nothing wrong with you. You are perfect the way you are. And it's just I need to I've created spaces where I can let women see that in themselves. And that's one of the reasons. Tammy's here. Emily, I know a lot of people here. Awesome. Thanks for the support, ladies. I'm kind of trying to explain Intuition Circle and why I do programs outside of this group. So the reason for my programs is to teach women their intuitive abilities, because that is the unique gift of a sensitive. That's the unique gift of an empath. Does that make sense? So then I have this group called Intuition Circle. The doors are closed now, but people have been saying to me, why do I have to join a group to develop my abilities? You don't. I don't know if you do. I have found for me, when I read about intuition, when I read self-help books, it didn't move the needle for me. It's when I joined groups, when I found like-minded women and I worked and practiced and joined a community, even though it was new and unnerving at first, that's when I really moved the needle in my own personal development. Does that make sense? So I think the difference between reading books about things, that's totally fine. I needed action. I needed real life people to interact with. And I'm an introvert, so that's not easy for me, but it's what moved the needle. That's what created the transformation for me. Does that make sense? I use the analogy sometimes of reading a book. You can read a book about riding a bike, but it's until you ride the bike that you can say you know how to ride a bike. So you can read books about intuition, about being an empath and sensitive, and that's fine. But it's in the doing, it's in the practice that you really start to move from surviving to thriving, to seeing all the gifts within you. I hope that makes sense. The women that I'm meant to help are interested in moving to thriving. And that does come through it comes through this free Facebook group, if that helps you. But I want to be really honest here, because I've noticed people talking about the price of my programs and they can't afford them. I honor that. But I want to say this, it's not until you invest in yourself that the transformation comes. I feel like it sounds harsh, but for me, it's been the case for me too. Until I said yes, until I put some skin in the game, put some money into the things I was interested in, that's when I started to change. And I feel like I'm going on and on about this. Thanks for joining, ladies. Affirming, good morning. Okay, so, and there's a few people that have been in my programs that are chiming in right now. You guys be honest and say what you think. So I'm trying to be super clear here, and I feel like I'm going all over the place. Your intuitive abilities is a gift. You developing those abilities does not, it turns it into a gift. You start to understand how you're wired. That's really what I wanted to say. I'm going to be offering my programs more and more in this free group because I really feel like it's time for me to stand stronger for the women that I'm meant to serve and speak about it more, because I can tell I haven't been clear about it. So if that offends you, you might want to leave the group. If you're drawn to understanding your abilities, if you're drawn to healing yourself and getting help healing yourself, I know soon I'm going to be moving and helping women step into being the healers that they're really meant to be in life. I know I'm going to be moving in that direction in a few months, and I will be speaking about that more and more. So if you are interested in getting help with healing yourself, with understanding your unique abilities as an intuitive, sensitive soul, or becoming the healer that you believe you're meant to be, then I encourage you to stay in this group, and I will be speaking more and more about it. Okay, with that in mind, one of the things women told me about Intuition Circle was I wasn't clear about it. They didn't know about it. So I'm going to be clearer about that the next time I open the doors. And they said the price was too high for them. So what I've done the last few weeks is I've worked on a mini course, a home study course on the first steps to understanding how you're wired and developing your intuition. It's a home study course. I'm putting it in this group for $9. So if you want to invest in yourself and take that first step, I encourage you to start there. Okay, I hope that was clear. I still want to people please, so I've got that shaky part of me, but I want to start really getting clear and standing stronger for the people I'm meant to serve. Okay, I hope that helps. Have a great day.